Hare Krishna. So, welcome everyone for today's discussion on Srimad Bhagavad Gita, the manual of life. So, before we proceed ahead, I would like to ask, can anyone of you tell what we discussed yesterday? We were discussing about Gita Mahatmya, verse number 3. Yes, who can tell what we discussed yesterday in this verse number 3? Gita Mahatmya, verse number 3. Mal nirmochanam pumsham jal snanam dine dine sakrit gitamritam snan samsara malanasan. Yes, one may cleanse himself daily by taking a bath in water, but if one takes a bath even once in the sacred Ganga water of Bhagavad Gita, for him the dirt of material life is altogether vanquished. Yes, this was the shloka which we discussed yesterday. Yes, please tell what.
So all the, I mean, if we answer again, then
Yes, again answer.
you do not
No
get to
problem.
know the new thing.
Why? The knowledge of Bhagavad Gita has been compared to nectar.
True.
Yes, why?
Certainly.
What is the reason?
So the reason is we as humans get to be eternally with Krishna.
Yes, we can get
Once
eternal
we listen
life.
to Bhagavad Gita.
Nectar means by which one can become eternal, free from death. That is the meaning of nectar. So only by drinking the nectar of Bhagavad Gita, one can become free from death. The nectar which demigods they drink,
Also do not get.
that they do not become eternal. They do not become free from death. Only Bhagavad Gita can make us free. That's why it's real nectar. And nectar also gives us life, a life of the spiritual life is actual life, because the spirit soul has life, dead matter doesn't have life. So nectar of Bhagavad Gita gives us a spiritual life. It can give us love for Krishna. So that is actually real nectar, real taste. So that's why it has been compared to nectar. Okay, so today we'll discuss next verse. So next to fourth verse of Gita Mahatmya, Lord Shiva says, गीता सुगीता कर्तव्या किमन्य शास्त्र विस्तरै या स्वयं पद्मनाभस्य मुखपद्माद् विनिश्रिता. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one need not read any other Vedic literature. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. Who is saying this? Lord Shiva is saying this. According to, if we think about this, what he has said, Kim Annaya Shastra Vistra. So one may think Lord Shiva is fanatic. He's only telling that you should only read Bhagavad Gita, nothing else. No other Vedic literature. जैसे कुछ लोग बोलते भी हैं इस्कॉन वाले बड़े फैनेटिक. They only read, they only quote Bhagavatam, Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavad, that's all. They don't read so many different, there are so many Puranas, so many literatures are also there. So many great sages have written. Yoga Vasishtha is there, Patanjali Sutras are there, and Chanakya Niti is there. So many things are there. But ISKCON wale is सब fanatic लोग. ऐसा sometimes people they object, but uh, the objection should not be only for ISKCON devotees. If you want to object, you object Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva is saying, Lord Shiva, if you think only reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam one becomes fanatic, then Lord Shiva is the greatest fanatic, because he says, Kim Annay Shastra Vistaray. What need is there? One need not read any other Vedic literature. He simply says, he directly says, no other Vedic literature also, he says. Because Bhagavad Gita is spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So it is complete and full and complete in itself. One doesn't require to read anything else. One need only attentively and regularly hear and read Bhagavad Gita. That's all. Gita Sugita Kartavya. Gita means this Bhagavad Gita, and Sugita means very nicely. Sugita. Gita means to sing also, the meaning of Gita. That one should very nicely sing, or one should very nicely hear, or, or read. One should very attentively and regularly, one should hear Bhagavad Gita. Kartavya means it must be done. One should do this much only. Kartavya. This should be the only kartavya or duty of a person. Kimanya Shastra Vistara. There is no need of any other scriptures. So somebody may ask why? Because he says, Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya Mukha Padmad Vinishritaha. Because Swayam Padmanabhasya, one of the name of Lord Krishna is Padmanabh. Padmanabh means personality, a Lord whose navel is like lotus navel. His navel is very beautiful, like lotus flower. A whirl of a lotus, a very deep navel. He looks very beautiful. In many places, Lord Krishna has been glorified like this. Namo Pankaj Nabhaya, Namo Pankaj Maline, Namo Pankaj Netraya, Namaste Pankaj Angray. Kunti Maharani, she prays, Namo Pankaj Nabhaya, oh my dear Lord, Pranam, obeisances to you. Obeisances to the Lord who has very beautiful lotus-like navel. She glorifies. And then Namo Pankaja Malini, obeisances, pranam to the Lord who wears Pankaja Malini, very beautiful lotus garland he wears. Namo Pankaja Malini. And you can see the picture also. Kunti prays to Krishna. So Krishna is wearing very nice. Just see, this is this is the picture. Namo Pankaj Nabhaya. Namo Pankaj. Pranams to you, my dear Lord, who is having very beautiful lotus navel. And Namo Pankaj Malini. Just see, Krishna is wearing this garland of lotus flower. He is so beautiful, smiling face. Namo Pankaj Netraya. The Lord is having lotus eyes like very beautiful, like petals of lotus flower, very beautiful eyes. Namo Pankaja Netraya. Namaste Pankajangrai. Angrai means the soles of his feet are also like very lotus. Uh, Color is also like lotus flower and soft like lotus flower and looks like lotus petals. Very beautiful lotus feet. In this way, Kunti Maharani prays to the Lord. So lotus, Lord Shiva is also saying the same thing. Ya Swayam Padmanabhasya. Padma means lotus, Nav means navel. So because Lord Padmanabh, and there is one temple also. I think some of you might be knowing. Padmanabh, Ananta Padmanabh temple is there in Kerala. Very famous temple. Lord Padmanabh is there. So because the Lord Padmanabh or Lord Krishna himself has given this nectarian song, Bhagavad Gita. Mukha Padmad, lotus mouth. Lord's mouth is also compared to lotus flower. His lips are also like very like lotus, very beautiful. He's smiling, cooling, and his glance is also like very moon-like glancing. And as soon as he glanced towards his devotees they feel cooling, shelter like moon. So Mukha Padma Vinishritaha. So that's why there is no need of anything else to read and hear. So in the present age, people are so absorbed in mundane activities that it is not possible for them to read all the Vedic literatures. Now, the reason is also very valid because in the present age, people are so busy in so many mundane activities. First of all, everyone is so busy, and the lifespan is also very less. People hardly they can live for 60, 70, 80 years. And intelligence has also gone down. There is no time, there is no lifespan, and intelligence is also not sharp. And above all, nobody is interested to read so many big Vedic literatures, Vedas, so complicated mantras. Nobody can understand. That is why this is also one of the reason. So there is no need to read all the different kinds of Vedic literatures, because all the essence of all the Vedic literatures has been given by Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. So if one can simply read and hear Bhagavad Gita and understand it, the entire knowledge of all the Vedic literature is revealed to his within his heart. So, but this is not necessary. So this one book, Bhagavad Gita, will suffice because it is the essence of all Vedic literatures, and especially because it is spoken by the Supreme Personality of God, Lord Krishna himself. So Gita Mahatmya, fourth verse. So Lord Shiva says like this. So what does this mean? Gita, Sugita, Kartabhya. Kartabhya means duty. So this is the duty of every human being, that he should hear to the words of the Supreme Law. Just like duty of every citizen is to know what the Prime Minister, what the government says. That is the duty. One should know, one should hear, and one should then follow. So similarly, the duty of just like the duty of a student is that he should listen to the instructions of teacher. Duty of children is to listen to the instructions of mother and father. Parent, they should listen to the instructions of parents. So similarly, and just like duty of a patient is to listen to the instructions of doctor and then follow it. So similarly, that is our duty, and duty of every living entity, at least human beings, because they can understand. So duty of every human being is that they should hear very attentively the instructions given by the Supreme Lord. That is why Lord Shiva is telling, it is Bhagavad Gita, hearing of Bhagavad Gita and reading of Bhagavad Gita is kartavya. It is the duty. It is necessary. One, it is not just option that okay, if you like, you can come for Gita classes, or you don't like, you don't come. No, it is must. It must be done. It is kartavya. It is the duty. And how it must be done? What is duty? Not just come and hear, but one should hear with full attention, with rapt attention. Sugita. Sugita means to attentively hear, and Sugita means one should chant also very blissfully. One should explain to others also the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. First of all, he must understand very nicely and very happily he should hear. It's not just that okay, प्रभु जी बार बार कॉल करके बुलाते रहते हैं, फॉलो अप करते हैं, चलो ज्वाइन कर लेते हैं. No, no. One should very willingly, he should wait when the link will come in the group, and so that I will join the class and hear Bhagavad Gita. That eagerness should be there. That is the meaning of Sugita. So that is the instruction Lord Shiva is giving to us, all of us, that very attentively, with all eagerness, we should wait for the instructions of Bhagavad Gita to hear, and then one should follow also. So because Lord Krishna himself is telling, Lord Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He only has created everything. He is the source of everything. He is maintainer of every living entity, and he is well-wishing friend of each and every living entity. He desires all good, all auspiciousness to all the living entities. He is the supreme well-wishing friend. He is the supreme father and mother, and the love and affection which he has got for all the living entities cannot be equal to the love and affection uh, taken together of all the living entities. Like mother of Dhruv Maharaj, she said, "The love which I have got for you, my dear child, that cannot be compared to the love of Lord Vishnu. The Lord Vishnu, Lord Narayana, has got millions of times much more love than myself, which I have got for you. So that's why you should take shelter of him." Mother Suniti, she said, she instructed Dhruv Maharaj like this. Similarly, we should also very attentively, very with all eagerness, we should attend these Gita classes and hear very attentively what the Supreme Lord is going to tell us. So Lord Shiva is requesting. These verses are from Gita Mahatmya. The Lord Shiva is requesting or instructing us, is giving order to us that Sugita Kartavya, that you must hear instructions of my Lord, Supreme Lord Padmanabh very attentively. Don't compromise with this. So today we discussed this fourth verse of Gita Mahatmya.